What is up, everyone? Welcome in. If you are new here, my name is Jessica. Okay, had a little change of scenery, decided to film in my bedroom because honestly, I was tired of being in my office. We are fresh into the year 2021 and I just feel this sense of like, a breath is being taken in. So I sat down with some coffee and I compiled a list of 10 things that I genuinely think will elevate your life. They might make your life easier or better in 2021. These are all things that I know personally I really love and use all of the time that I think really might be beneficial or awesome for you guys. So I did want to take a second to thank Our Place for sponsoring a portion of this video. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. First thing I think that will transform your life in 2021 is to finally own a cordless vacuum. The bane of my existence is having dirty floors or just seeing things on the floor. A few years ago, when we finally invested in a cordless vacuum, it made my life so much easier because then I could just quickly grab it off the charger, vacuum that spot really fast, and be done. It was so life-changing. It saved me so much time, so much stress of feeling like I gotta pull out the big vacuum and plug it in and do every single room and making it a big task. With owning a cordless vacuum, I could suddenly just spot clean as I need, and then when I really needed to like deep clean vacuum the carpets, I could get my big one out and actually take the time. It has saved me so much stress, and I'm sure that's something I got from my dad, was just feeling like if there's a little bit on the carpet, the whole house might as well be dirty. And of course, on that same vein, you could also invest in a robotic vacuum that could be running through and vacuuming your rooms whenever. So that's another option too. So another way to elevate your life in 2021 is to upgrade your pillow. Stay with me here because I can feel some of you guys pulling away. I'm telling you, once I found a pillow that actually worked for the way that I sleep, it changed everything. Suddenly I didn't have the back and neck and shoulder pain that I was previously having. I was sleeping better. I was waking up refreshed. It changed so much for me. You know, some of us sleep all different ways. You might sleep on your side or your back or your front or whatever. And there are just so many pillow options out there. So if you're still using the $5 pillow that you got years ago, it might be time to start doing a little bit of research, finding what's gonna work for you and actually investing in a really great pillow. And I always recommend buy a pillow protector for it as well. That way you have an extra protective layer on your nice pillow to be able to take off and wash in addition to your regular pillowcase. All right, so I figured I would bring you guys down to the kitchen for this next one because I wanted to show you guys it in action. And as I mentioned earlier, this portion of the video is very kindly sponsored by Our Place. So something in 2020 I discovered that I fell in love with was the Our Place Always pan. You guys have seen this behind the scenes in so many of my vlogs. Because I love it so much, I've been cooking with it a ton. So this is my new favorite pan. It is the Our Place Always pan. The idea behind this is that it will replace 8 different pans in your kitchen. This cute little pan can do so much. It can fry, saute, sear, steam, boil, you name it, it can probably do it. I really appreciate the non-toxic, non-stick ceramic coating that this pan has. It is the best non-stick I've ever used. Nothing sticks to this, including eggs. They just glide around in the pan. And cleanup is a breeze, a little bit of water, and the food comes right off. It comes with this little steamer basket that fits perfectly inside. And my personal favorite part that gets me all giddy about this pan is that the wooden spatula it comes with has a built-in spoon rest so that it can rest on there. You can even fit the lid on top and it fits properly. So when I was thinking about products for 2021 that would really be life-changing for you all, I really feel like having an all-in-one pan like the Always pan is the way to go. It's gonna reduce the clutter in your kitchen. It makes cleanup easier. It makes cooking easier. And on top of it all, it looks so pretty. They also have a bunch of different colors to choose from. So I'll have a link below for the Our Place Always pan if you are interested in it. It is an amazing investment in something that is going to make your life easier, and that is why I personally love it. And it would make a really good birthday gift, by the way, for someone this year too. Like a really good birthday gift. So when I'm filming this, it is winter, and as you can see, it gets dark so early. It's like 3 p.m. and it looks this dark. So with that comes, you know, the kind of seasonal depression, the seasonal affective disorder. And if you're someone that suffers from that, or even if you're not, it can be really taxing to not see much of the sun or to just kind of have shorter days. And so I've recently been trying like a sunlight mimicking light at my home office desk. It's still pretty new to me. I've only been using it for a little over a month, but I am loving it. And I really feel like on days like today, if I have it on for like 30 or 40 minutes in the morning while I'm drinking my coffee, it makes such a difference in my mood. And I've said this before, I'm like, you know, even if it really is not actually working, if it really is just a placebo effect, if my mood is improving because of it, even if it's a placebo effect, I'm like, well, that's all I'm wanting it to do, so it works. You know what I mean? But I've heard a lot from you guys, some of you guys working in the medical field, some of you guys just having used it for a long time or doing a lot of research saying you really do feel like it makes an actual difference. So I love mine. You can get them for pretty inexpensive online. So I would recommend it. And I think that's one way, especially for these first few months of winter, to kind of elevate your mood as you're doing things in the house. Now, speaking of working from home, and this is something I need to get a new one for myself, but I recently bought one for my husband and he's loving it. An electronic mug warmer. If you drink coffee or tea like me and you're gonna be at a desk for a while, I just feel like being able to keep your coffee warm is so important. My birthday is very soon and I'm hoping I get a new one. I've had some cheaper ones and they work, but you have to be careful with some that, like, if there's pressure on it, it'll turn on, because I had a binder fall on one of mine and it stayed on there and it like singed through and it like totally, I think, could have started a fire. It was really scary. So really do some research into the one you buy, but there's some really cool ones that have both heating and cooling capabilities. So if you're drinking like a LaCroix, you could keep it cold, or iced tea, whatever, iced coffee. And then it also has the heating capability. I think that is so flipping cool. And so I just feel like that would be a great way to kind of elevate your maybe home workspace, or even just maybe you're hanging out in the living room with your kids and you're tired of going and heating up the coffee in the microwave 10 times a day. There you go. The mug warmer for the win. So I was very against this next one for so many years until I finally tried it. And that would be using an e-reader. I was against it because I love books. Like, I love the feeling of books. I love the smell of books. There's definitely a different connection made when you have a real book versus an e-reader. However, I've realized that the only time I have to read, honestly, is at night before bed. And if we have the lights off and my husband's already asleep, or maybe I wake up in the middle of the night, I can use my e-reader and still be able to read, and the light doesn't wake him up. I can't just flip on my light and start reading a regular book in the middle of the night. You know what I mean? I could, but that would just be mean. So with all of that in mind, I finally converted, and my gosh, I am reading, you guys, more than I've ever read in my life. And I really think it's just because I can actually read at night. I don't have time to read during the day. I wish I did, I just don't. And I know myself, it's not gonna happen. This year alone, I think I read like 30 books or something crazy, whereas the year before, I think I barely read like 9 or 10. If you're someone that's been resisting it, but you've thought about it and you really, maybe one of your goals for this year is to read more, I really think this is gonna be the thing to push you over the edge to actually help you reach your goal of reading more. Okay, this next one, I have gone back and forth for years, but I finally realized, I'm like, you know what, it's 2021. I should own a really good electric toothbrush. There are a lot of different ones out there, but finding one that works for you. If you're someone that doesn't want to have to charge it from time to time, they have ones that are just strictly battery operated. If you like one to be able to charge for like a week, they have those. But my brother-in-law the other day was telling my husband that he recently switched to an electronic toothbrush, and his dentist said that he noticed a remarkable difference in how healthy and clean his teeth were. And I'm like, you know, I feel like there's so many options out there, and I'd been using a standard toothbrush for so long. Now that I'm back to using an electronic toothbrush, my teeth have never felt cleaner. I'm someone that's just prone to cavities. I always have been. Even though I brush my teeth the recommended amount of time, it just cleans my mouth better, has made such a big difference. And a lot of them have the 2-minute timer so that you're actually brushing your teeth the right amount of time to actually get everything, all the gunk out of your teeth. So I highly recommend it. If you've been dragging your feet on that one as well, this is a great way to get your oral hygiene in check for 2021. I know we don't like to talk about it, and we don't like to floss, and we don't like to, but you got to take care of your teeth, y'all. They're the only ones you got. I am on my high horse today. Somebody bring me down. So this is one I do feel like I've talked about a bit, but I really think it's awesome to have. Create a dedicated recipe binder. So you can make personalized ones online. You can just get a binder at the store, use a binder you already have, and start collecting recipes that you love. Maybe your mom makes a certain kind of cookie and you don't have that recipe. Get that from her, type it up, print it out, 3-hole punch it and stick it in your binder. You can get sheet protectors for it. You can get dividers and organize it yourself. There's so many amazing recipes online, and I'm someone that I like cookbooks. I like having the recipe in front of me so that I have it. And by creating a binder and organizing it yourself, you can have exactly what you want in there and nothing you don't. It's the ultimate personalized cookbook. Plus, then you have all your recipes together, so when you're like, oh, ho-hum, I don't know what to make for dinner, the age-old question we all always have, right? You can grab your binder, go to your dinner section and flip through and just get some inspiration from there. Maybe you find a new recipe from a friend that you want to try, print it out, stick it in there, and the next time you're looking for something to try to make, there it is in your recipe binder ready to go. I'm a huge proponent. I think it is like the best way to collect and save your recipes, to have them all in one place and organized, to have that one place to go to be able to find what you need to make dinner, and I just love it. I love mine. This next one is, I think, actually very important and people don't talk about it. If you don't have a humidifier in your house, you should. Hear me out. So for years, I used to suffer in the winter from like really bad sinus problems. And it wasn't just like colds and sinus infections, although I would have those, but it was just as though my nose was just constantly plugged and just like messed up. I would have headaches. When my doctor finally asked me, like, do you use a humidifier in the winter? Do you have the heat on? And I was like, yeah, I have the heat on. He was like, well, do you use a humidifier? And I was like, no. He was like, you should. If you have a humidifier by your bed or in your bedroom while you're sleeping, it's going to moisturize those nasal passages, and it just affects everything, you guys. It affects everything. It affects how well I sleep. It affects my breathing and all of that. My headaches went away. I mean, it was such a life-changing thing. So now, that was years ago. I still use one. I replace mine every couple years. I clean it. There are many ways you can clean it. We have one in my daughter's room, and we have one we sometimes use downstairs. And I just think, I used to think humidifiers were just for when you were sick. They really should be for you all of the time, but most importantly, during these dry winter months when you have the heat on inside. I finally invested in like this cute little pitcher pot thing that I have right next to my humidifier that I can get water with and dump it in there, and it has made it so much easier to refill every other night versus taking the whole humidifier and taking it to get refilled and stuff. All right, my last one is a pretty simple one, and that would be houseplants. If you don't have any houseplants in your house, you should. And I feel like 2021 is a great year to do it because there are so many houseplants you can get that are kind of so hardy that it's hard to kill them. And a lot of them don't need watering every day or anything like that. In fact, most don't. They can help clean your air. We all spend so much time at home, and to have the air being cleaned by plants in your house is the easiest way to make sure that the air you're breathing in is healthy for you. And it's also a really easy decor piece for your home. You can find cute pots that you can use for them that would match, or maybe even be a pop of color in a room. But then you're also getting the added benefit of just the nice feeling you get when you have real plants in the house, but also it's purifying the air. Now, if you do a little research, there are certain plants that purify or clean the air a little bit more than others. So you can definitely look into that, see what would work in your household, in the windows with the sunlight you get versus not. But I really think this would be a great year if you've never had any houseplants to give it a try. I think you'll be surprised. To be honest though, my husband is like the one that genuinely really takes care of them. So that's it. Those are my 10 things that I think might help elevate your life in 2021, make it better, make it easier, make it a little less stressful. And obviously I am pumped about this new year. I hope you guys are too. I hope you're feeling a little bit of hope after the darkness we're still kind of in, but we're kind of slowly, moving out of. But I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Again, if you are interested in the Our Place Always pan, that pan I am loving, I will have it linked in the description box. Again, thanks Our Place for sponsoring this video and supporting my channel, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.